Crazy, right? Like, this shit crazy, right? I mean, we knew, but it's weird to see it happen, right? So I don't want to get into all of that. I know that we've all been immersed in it. I want to get back to the core of what I like to do. I want to look at this from a Seventh-day Adventist perspective. I no longer go to a Seventh-day Adventist church. I assume that's clear, if anyone was curious about that. But I grew up going to an Adventist church up here in Oklahoma City, an hour and a half from my hometown, that was a predominantly African American church. It was almost entirely, there was every now and again, someone else there. And what was interesting is that even though Seventh-day Adventism is a very conservative group in the way they act and engage in the world, my church was a very liberal, well, it wasn't liberal. My church was aware of America's bias against people of color. Not like as a board. Shut up. If that offended you, just do something else. Our experience was interesting as Adventists that were also black people that grew up in the civil rights era, but were also now Adventists, right? And then after a while, as my parents became more involved in the church, we got sort of injected into the conference system, and we bumped around to different churches that were predominantly white, and the vibes were different, but these were times where people kept things to themselves, I suppose. And what I would be very interesting in seeing and understanding, and like as a fly on the wall, are how the regional churches, the black churches, and the conference churches, the white churches, because Adventism is segregated in a lot of ways like that, are handling what's going on right now. Because if you were conservative politically and an Adventist, you could be perhaps excited right now by a lot of things that are happening with the party you identify with. Whereas I could see the regional system kind of wondering if this is the beast, Like that would be a logical question to be asking to me. Like if I still thought America was going to seize global power and link up with the Catholics and institute the Sunday blue laws for the world and come hunting the Adventists down as they believe Revelation explains, as good a time as any, right? Like as if you see the federal government being purged of all of its, he's like, hey, everybody can quit if you want, because I'm gonna fire y'all's asses because I want to centralize, and so I wonder with the marriage of biblical prophecy, prophetic timelines, and current realities in Adventism, and then the excitement, the guttural excitement of the reinstitution at a statutory level of white supremacy, as we've been seeing. Which desire wins out in the aging conservative Adventist? Do they see this as, because the current Pope, I don't think, is a fan of 45-47, so aligning with the remnants of ancient Roman Empire seems unlikely, but who knows what you could do with all these tariffs, right? Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow, I guess, if anything gets really weird really fast. But I'm dying. Like, that's a very interesting, because I don't worry about these things at all anymore, because I know that Revelation is not talking to us like that. It's not talking to you, so stop it. And if you think about it, it honestly wouldn't make any sense if it was. Why would anybody keep copying and memorizing and exchanging a text that they didn't think meant anything? And if it did, wouldn't matter for thousands of years, because that would be a difficult, like, it's hard for us to say this can't be about us because we want it to be about us, right? I imagine that would be the same for them. So anyway, it just seems a group of people with a tradition of writing about their present situation under an empire by talking about it like it's a different empire, so that you don't upset the current empire being a thing that is what we now have as the apocalyptic. That just makes sense. I understand magic is magic and miracles is miracles and all of that, but I just don't think that's talking about us. But I know that I spent a lot of time knowing for absolute certain that it was, and I'm infinitely curious as to what, like, I think we won't see potentially two very different types of sermons and arcs and feelings emerge in Adventism because of its segregated nature. I mean, like, at some point in time, people saying you guys are exaggerating all of these daily isolated incidents that would normally be proof positive of very clear racism. In this particular instance, a bunch of random mistakes that are completely meaningless. Like, as long as we never admit it, then it's okay that we ignore it. You know, it's like a baby hiding from their family, like playing hide and seek, and they like burrow. You've seen that video
where Polly
got
and
the little
Chip
diaper
are.
hanging out.
Chip?
The baby thinks it's hidden. It's like that. It's like, it's silly. It's cute. It's cute. The denial. Well, it was, and now it's a little bit. Anyway, those are my altered thoughts for the week.